sucks, so that's perfectly fine. Okay,
Hey.
look, we're live. I did it. I did it.
Jacob had to suck.
We connected all of our brain cells to go live. Welcome everyone to the channel. I'm sure that you guys know who these two wonderful people are. The best father-son duo on the internet ever.
That's
John from Talking
surely
Story.
that's
a
not
stretch.
true.
That can't be
Jacob, John's son, the scion to the Talking Story throne.
There it is.
Resident Mr. Pooh slanderer.
Yeah.
You know what other? I forget all the. Oh,
There's too
producer.
Yeah, best producer on BookTube.
Technology person guy.
Yeah,
and all those fun things. One of the first things that I wanted to say, and it's something that's just been circulating in my brain, is that I feel like it is such a beautiful thing for a family to come on the YouTube space. And not only that, but for John, your wife, Jacob, your mother, all three of you coming together and creating something together and sharing the community and sharing art together. I think there's something so healing about that. And I think that for a lot of people, it just brings so much joy because, I mean, speaking for myself, like I have a bit of a broken family right now, and it is very healing to be able to see you guys come together, and it just feels so wholesome. So yeah, that's just one of the big things that's been
well, that's
on my mind.
That means a lot. I feel like we were talking about it last night when we recorded a video. I think it was like after we shut it off, it's like I feel like we got so lucky. I mean, I realized that like most people don't talk to their dad as many times throughout the day as I do. Like I probably
more than once a day.
I probably get 3 phone calls from my dad a day, and that's not a bad thing.
That's how lost I am. That's that's me trying to
9 times out of 10 it's because something's broken and he doesn't know what to do. But it just feels like decades from now we'll look back and go, oh man, that was a really cool thing we did together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that in a way, Noel, it's like Amy and I met building a theater company. That's how we met. That's what and then when Jacob was born, we just like integrated him into everything we kind of do, right? Or we're doing. And it's almost like we created him to be a part of what we put together, or what we do. We do stuff as a family, and that's what creation is kind of where it's at for us. But it's I do kind of understand because I got a history of coming from this not the greatest family. And I think when Amy and I came together when we were very young, first meeting and understanding we were going to kind of be together, we set goals to have different family lives than what we had experienced, and different ways of supporting. Both of us were creative when we were young and not necessarily always supported, so we kind of just wanted to do it differently. I guess it was always a goal, so that's just such a nice thing to hear. I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. It comes from the heart, and it's like I feel like that is y'all's channel. It's like so full of heart, No. So
that's the most we could hope for. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So moving from this topic, going to something a bit less emotional. Is I know I just threw it on there.
Right on the top.
Let me stay a little emotional for a second. I do want to say that I am really glad that we're doing this on July 4th. I think it'd be really cool if I would be able to do live streams on holidays, because the holidays can be very hard times for people. And I think that and some people may think, oh, July 4th, like what, but there are many veterans who are not very happy about this day. They're going to be, hiding away from the outside. And so, maybe we'll have some tuning in and able to listen to us and get their mind off of things going on outside, you know.
Yeah.
Holidays can absolutely be rough. Yeah.
And I do
Yeah.
think that's such a cool thing about BookTube in general is that it's so common to find different spaces that are just like tucked away from it. Like it. Oh, hey Slay, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Slay?
Like the escapism is a great goal that a lot of people hit time after time on BookTube.
Yeah, I agree. So for real this time, going away from the emotional stuff, I wanted to do.
Let's see, Noelle.
Okay, I wanted to do a little activity, John. I feel like you're gonna hate this.
Oh my god! Okay.
Because it's about making decisions.
Oh, I don't do that well.
So I would say that y'all's forte would be more in line with like theater, right? Like plays and musicals and things like that. Is it plays or musicals or both?
I've done some musicals. Amy, I don't think Amy has.
Okay.
But yeah.
So there was an idea I got from watching another live stream, which is, you know, when you tier rank your books, you have S, A, B, C, D. If you were to put plays instead of S, A, B, C, D, what would you put for that? So like S is like, okay, this is a top tier play, musical, theatrical, you know, this is the top. And then you got C and you're like, this is the most mediocre play I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And then D, you're like, yeah, this is the worst thing ever. What would you
I love forcing you to like talk bad about a piece of art.
Right.
I mean, I don't think you can have a play that's the worst thing ever. Like, especially if we're talking about live performance, right? Like it exists, it's frozen in amber in that moment of time when that audience came and sat down, and it's going to be different the next night. It was different the night before. It'll be different on the Sunday matinee because a different group of people will come and sit down. And everyone that sits down, honestly, holds way more power than the producers, directors, actors, designers, because that's where the energy comes from. If it is a lightning in a bottle performance, it always comes from the audience. So any script can be that show on any given day. It's depending on the audience. So I don't think that you know, there's those old chestnuts that I wouldn't want to do. Like I can tell, you know, like I wouldn't want to do The Music Man or Oklahoma or, you know, all these things that have been done 500 million times. But they can still just be absolutely electric. And you see people pining to do them because they have a real place, you know? So that would be really hard for me.
I mean, I would say S is the Pillow Man, but I have not read nearly as many plays as you, or seen as many plays. But
I'd throw Hamlet up there.
You would put Hamlet up there? Well, you've always do Hamlet, haven't you?
Yeah, I'd say Hamlet, Uncle Vanya. You know, some Martin McDonough stuff. Pillow Man would be a good choice, but there's some others.
You did do Uncle Vanya. That was really cool. Yeah. I got to see that. But you're reminding me of a story that you told me that I think it was you and Mom that were doing a play, and you showed up for, I don't know if it was opening night or not, but the curtains open and you know, you're on stage. Hey, Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
And there were, no exaggeration, 2 people in the audience. It was
that was in LA. Yeah, that was
in LA. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
that sounds like a nightmare.
Oh my god, this was the coolest show ever. Like, okay, you love manga, Noelle. Like, I've been a comic freak all my life. Like, I'm just now getting into manga, but I always loved comics. And for a chunk back in the day, this is maybe late 80s, early 90s. I can't remember exactly when. DC Comics started this Piranha Press, where it was like really out there stuff, right? And they had like a line of comics called Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children. And every month a comic would come out, and it's a short story. Like, it's prose. It's not in panels. It's a short story. It would have some illustrations with it. And we, my little group in LA, sent letters, knocked on the doors of DC Comics and said, hey, can we adapt for the stage some Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children?
Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool.
And DC Comics actually let us do it. The writer of Beautiful Stories lived in LA. We went to his apartment, hung out. We worked with him. We got 3 of their issues. We adapted it to the stage, and that was the show that opening night. There were 2 people in the audience.
Wow, and
I love that show.
Really good.
It was an amazing show. It was an amazing show, but not popular.
If you had to pick one D, I'm curious, would it be Cats?
Cats has its place.
Oh no.
There's nothing
I
we
feel
can
like
do
you
to
can
get
make
you to...
a pitch like for everything.
Look, Memories is one of the greatest show tunes ever. I mean, listen to that and not get misty. Like it's absolutely got its place.
True
and
West
I saw Cats when
West
Terrence Mann.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes. Come on,
man.
That had to be amazing. True West is amazing. I never did True West, but I did what's that other Sam Shepard with the corn? I think you saw it, Jacob. Me and Tony were in it.
Yeah. Oh, Buried Child.
Buried Child. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't think of Buried Child. Yeah. So I did some Sam Shepard, but not that one. Yeah, we did Buried Child. Yeah, True West with Philip Seymour Hoffman. That had to be stunning.
Jenny Word says Phantom of the Opera.
I saw Michael Crawford do Phantom of the Opera.
Just humble brag.
That's how old I am.
Right. So I feel like this question has backfired on me.
Yeah. You did everything you could to get him to talk bad about some plays,
I know.
And he found a way
and it
out.
just didn't. It just didn't. But that's okay.
I can't do it. It's not in me, man. It's just not in me.
We could just
I've seen
one.
We saw Friends in shows that were, and I'll tell you, they were below D. They were god awful. And you went to the theater to see your friends. And you never, it's just, after the show, you go back to the dressing rooms and talk to them. It's like, wow. Wow. No. Wow. You don't know what you did out there. You find things.
I have no words.
Yeah, that's it.
You left me speechless.
I can't even come up with anything. I got nothing. So yeah, no, it's a whole lifetime of that. I can't just throw something in the basement. It's impossible for me.
That's fair.
It's all in the delivery. You can say you don't know what you did out there, and that it can be
right.
Ooh, yeah, it hurts. Yeah.
Yeah. Just reference the one How I Met Your Mother episode. If you guys are big fans of How I Met Your Mother, there was
I haven't got into that.
I watched it.
There's an episode where Lily goes on to be in a stage performance and everyone goes and supports her. And Barney hates it so much that he goes and does a play that's way worse than hers, where he's just screaming at them for so that could be the D tier.
Yeah, that could be it.
Oh my goodness. Not a real play, but hilarious. Okay, so I didn't want to. I have a whole list of questions and things.
Oh man! All right.
God, Noel.
Came prepared.
I did. I'm this close to having a Trapper Keeper myself, so
there's no need. You don't need it.
Team Trapper Keeper.
It is the best data keeping system in the entire world.
It's a binder. It's not a system.
Show me another binder that has Velcro. No further questions. You may step down. I'm done with you.
I guess the new age version is a commonplace book.
What is a commonplace book?
It's basically you just have a notebook that you write everything in.
See, that makes more sense to me.
Basically all it is, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
But
same thing. Does it have Velcro?
No, but you know what?
Okay.
I have this strap. Wait, but I have a strap.
See, the strap is all you need. It keeps it shut.
And look, a pen holder.
Look at that.
No,
see,
listen.
It's pretty good.
Listen.
Oh no.
If I have an idea at 3 a.m, you know what I don't want to hear?
Right.
Velcro.
This is everything right here.
Garbage.
My ideas, my bills.
this isn't a speaking of, my brain like took different avenues to go places. But
You
uh,
go.
Jacob, congratulations on being married and moving out
Oh,
and all
thank
of these
you.
exciting things. I am going to hit my 2-year wedding anniversary this year.
Oh,
congratulations! No way.
I am very, very excited about that. So, but 5 years with my husband, now husband. But
Oh,
yeah, so
that's
yeah,
so
I
sweet.
am. It's very nice to see you getting married and happy and being in a place of your own and things like that. And you and I are the same age, so like it's very nice
Oh,
to see.
really?
Yeah.
Well, don't make me cry, Noel. We're too early for that. But
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
I'm not married yet, so I'm not quite there. We took a long
Oh, okay.
engagement.
I thought you
Yeah.
guys. Okay, I thought you're officially there.
Not
but-
yet.
No,
Not
The
until
planning, the planning goes on.
Yeah. We're a little
The
under a
planning
year
goes
out, so we
on.
got some time. But we wanted
Oh,
plenty
okay.
of time to plan everything out and make it
Okay.
as minimally stressful as possible, which is working so
Right.
far, but we'll see how that goes.
Oh, the closer you get.
I'm sure.
Hey, Red.
Hey,
What's up,
Red.
man?
That's why my husband and I just did a very like low key wedding. Most of the people in the family know this, not everyone. But we actually got married beforehand, like court
That takes
wedding,
the pressure
like
off.
things like that.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does because like legally, we've already got everything set up, and because like he was active duty, we could move into an apartment together, but we couldn't
Sure.
have done that if we weren't legally married. And the time
Right.
frames, the way that it just happened, like, but then we did a ceremony like a couple weeks later and got married in front of our family and close family, close friends, like maybe 20 or 30 people there. Like,
Then you
and
that's
it's just
nice.
a ceremony. And then we took the bridesmaids and the groomsmen and our family, and then we all went to a dinner together. So like not even a
Nice.
big,
That's
and we saved a
cool.
lot of money like that.
Yeah,
So,
very low key, but still
Mhm,
fun. I
mhm.
like it.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, an early congratulations to you.
Oh,
So,
thank you. I feel
being
like
married is awesome. So
it's
It is.
cool, and I feel like you've been making videos long enough, Noel, that you probably feel the same way, that you can look back and go like, "Oh, that's me before blank happened." Like it's cool to have like a catalog of that. So
yeah.
yeah.
I think I was definitely making videos before I was married. So yeah.
I usually just go back and go like, I usually just look back and go, I can't believe no one told me I needed a haircut so badly.
Oh no.
Especially when you live with your
yeah.
parents.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like this is I feel like I have so many emotional questions, but like it's such a great segue into
Let's do it.
the first
Let's
talking
Jacob
story
cry.
video.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah,
congrats.
it is, man.
reading
Very nice,
It
isn't
is the best.
14
And
years. Congrats, Red.
that's
awesome.
Red.
I love that. So the first talking story video, I think I've watched it like twice recently because I actually think it's hilarious. It's like the intro to the channel. And firstly, I'll say the bit of you being like, I tried getting the notebook out and the book, going to my window.
Yeah.
Check this out. It
Yeah.
didn't work. I was even facing the street. And Jacob walks by, and like the first time I didn't even realize it was Jacob, and then I rewind it. I was like, "That's Jacob walking by." I was like, I should have known that. But
who else would we get?
Who else is walking that close to your
Just
house?
someone off the street we found.
Right.
It could just be neighbors. You never know.
You never know.
Have you gone back and watched that video, Dad?
No, and I never will.
Yeah.
Good. It's hilarious. I
I
actually
don't
really
watch
love the
anything we
editing
do on this
of that
channel.
video.
I'm not a fan.
Oh my goodness. No, when my video's out, it's out there and I'm not watching it again because
Right.
I also edit my videos. Like I have heard myself talk enough. I have cut out enough of my breathing. Like I don't want to see
enough of your breathing.
That's a very real problem. Yeah.
I have a problem with sounds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you just breathe a little too hard into the microphone and then you're like talking and then you're talking.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, wow, that's horrible.
I have a problem. I have a problem editing out my yawns because I've been editing for so many years that I can edit without looking at the video. I just look at the audio waveforms and see who's talking and snip.
That's what I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way quicker to do that. But for some reason, anytime we record, see, Red's got the right idea.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to this.
Just so excited.
But like for some reason, whenever we record, I always yawn like every minute.
It's because you're constantly tired.
That must be why. But I can't cut them all out because I'm not looking at the video. I'm looking at the audio waveforms. So every once in a while, there's like comments in the Discord like, "Oh wow, Jacob had a big yawn at this time code." I was like, all I can do is hope that they don't turn it into a sticker on the Discord.
Oh, that's happening.
Oh, they
now.
will.
Now
I think they have.
Yeah, they will. I guess I'll have to now.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone to yawn.
Yeah, he went to go yawn. What the heck?
He went to go
that?
Yawn. I don't know.
You threatened him with a sticker, Noel.
There
he is. What was
Did
that?
you
Did
go
you
to
go yawn?
My browser crashed for a second.
Oh, great. We love that. That's your save. It's just for yawning.
Now I got the duck.
Yep.
Wrong side. There you go.
All right.
Yep. I was gonna say I always probably without fail burp in my videos and have to cut it out, and it sounds disgusting. It's like I burp all the time, right? It's different if you're hearing someone burp in real life, but then when you're burping directly into a microphone,
yeah, it's loud.
It's horrendous. It's horrendous.
Jacob my goodness. He did that last night?
Yeah, I did that last night.
Yeah, we did a video last night. And he just sat down in front of the microphone and just opened his lunchbox. Are you serious?
Dude, Olipop is delicious, Tia.
Yeah, my Tia was.
It is not.
I love Olipop.
Awesome.
I don't like regular sodas as much as I like Olipops. Wait, which ones have you had? That's a real question.
I got root beer one time, and it was not root beer.
The root beer one is awesome.
You can't expect it to be root beer.
Yeah,
I expect it to taste a little healthier, a little less high fructose corn syrupy.
But it said on the can root beer.
Actually, no, it says classic root beer.
Well, even more so, I would expect it to be if it's classic. And I took a big swig of that, and it was like, okay, that's some root flavored liquid straw. I feel like if I would have liquefied a styrofoam ice chest and tried to drink it, this is the experience I would be getting.
No, Olipop rocks.
Really disagree with that.
No, I want all the fructose corn syrup. I want all of it.
Okay. So let's go back to your first video.
Yeah, how further can we derail your stream, Noel?
Yeah,
just deal. I mean, we're just gonna have to make a part 2. Like that's
at this point, Noel's going. I invited the wrong people.
No, it's great. Okay, so I wanted to ask, John, are you feeling better? Because you were talking about human being locusts and consumerism and you don't remember, but you said not in a joking way. You were talking about being in a dark place before you started.
Oh, in that initial video.
Yeah.
I remember exactly what I was. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So yes, let's do. I remember exactly what this is. So, there were really 2 reasons I think why my loving son made this channel for me. And one, it was because I was chasing him around the house with books and comics all the time, trying to get him to read. So, and he was sick of that. And number 2 is I've always been involved with story in one way or another, like running a theater company or running a comic shop or managing a video game store. Like we're just talking to our regulars all day long about story. It's just, it energizes me. I love it. It's been a part of my entire life. And I'd hit a part of my life, pretty much when we'd moved here to North Carolina, when we relocated, and I didn't have that anymore. And I was getting very, very, very involved in the story I was tracking was just doom scrolling and news media. Like I was, you start to say, well, I should be informed and I should know what's going on, which is true. Absolutely true. But I had taken that way to an obsessive degree.
Especially during like COVID times where you're locked in and that's all you have to do.
and I was letting it truly affect my outlook. And so I think that was another reason why he wanted me to get back to, you know what, there's other things in the world that you can focus on and talk about. Not that you should not be informed. You always should be.
Right.
But there should be a balance of things that feed your soul. And yes, I feel I'm in an entirely different place. Yeah. This channel has changed my life in so many ways. I mean, we were hopeful we'd meet, a couple hundred folks and that I could talk books with. This has been astounding to me. And you can ask Jacob, how many years of your life did I just walk up and down the halls and say the internet's the death of society? And, it's like I had no understanding.
I'm 25, so 25 years.
I had no understanding, again, that balance of what it could bring, how it could connect. And it has been absolutely life-changing. So I am in a much different place from when this channel started.
That's really good. I am glad to hear that. That was like one of the things that I know that Brian likes to go back and watch videos from people when he does his streams. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's a really good idea. So I do credit him with that. And then I was like, yeah, let me go back and watch the first video. Let me see. And it's actually really funny. And I do like the editing in that video a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I don't remember
it was
at
really
all
good.
what I did, but thank you.
Hello, Matt. I'm glad to see you here.
Hey, Matt.
It's important to be informed, but feeding your soul with stories and joy is so important.
Yeah.
Can't stay for long, but hope everyone's enjoying the weekend and the holiday. Yeah, happy holidays to you too, Matt.
Everyone have a great weekend. Celebrate responsibly.
Yes, celebrate
have a great time.
Yeah, don't drive if you're drinking.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's see. John and Jacob are such an inspirational part of BookTube. It's amazing to see how far we all grow. I'm still new, but I'm loving it. And I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Red's great. Like, so the amazing thing for me is to see the people that came like after we started.
Yeah.
And it's like, Jacob, right? You remember the journey we had to take to figure out what the heck it was we were even doing? Like at the beginning, I'm in front of a big white wall, and then I'm in front of like a
terrible green screen.
Yeah. And it's like people like Red and Noel, like they just show up and it's like they have it all down, like right away. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, that's amazing.
I didn't though. If you go back to my
you do. Like,
first video on my other channel.
You do.
Or we go back to 2006 when I was singing on YouTube. Like,
I'm going back to that.
They're gone. They are gone. No,
but
I
Red
have no
was
idea
like totally right there. Like, I think a lot of the cool things that I really like about BookTube, I think everyone has their own preferences of videos they like, but I love seeing like people's growth of like getting more into reading or discovering new series and becoming a different type of person throughout reading. And like your videos capture that essence so well, Noel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do the joke.
Completely agree.
No, I appreciate that. I do. One of the things for me for creating this channel was literally just to talk to people. Like, and the reason why I want to do the live streams with creators is because in a way, it's like when you watch people's videos, you feel like you already know them a little bit, and you're like, wow, like this person would be such a like great person to meet and become friends with and have conversation with. And, that's the whole reason for me doing the live streams. But for creating the channel is I was just reading Lord of the Rings and I was reading some other books. I was reading Lord of the Rings for the first time back in 2022. And I was like, wow, there are so many things in this book that I just want to talk about with people, but I don't have anyone to talk with them about. And in 2022, I had medically retired from the Marine Corps. So it was not my choice to get out. Like, it was my dream to be a Marine. And some things happened medically. I had to get out. And then, I kind of started turning to reading. And I don't even think I saw it in a way of, oh, I'm turning to reading to cope. I just kind of did, because I was like, oh, my husband really likes to read. He was my boyfriend at the time, but I was like, he really likes to read. Let me see what Crime and Punishment is all about. That's the first book of my reading.
That was your first choice?
Yeah.
you
Oh,
jumped
man.
in with
One of his
both
favorite.
feet.
I don't know why I did that, but
Oh my God.
we'll get into that later.
Wow.
But I was, almost having conversations in my head of like, oh, I could talk about this and I could talk about this. And I'm like, I just need to bite the bullet and like create a channel. Like,
Yes.
I just need to talk with people about this stuff, because I'm like, there are so many creators on YouTube in general, but in BookTube, I feel like in a way you really sell yourself. Like, it's really about your personality on BookTube and what you have to say specifically about this art that we're all talking about. And I was like, well, you know what?
It's also different. Everybody sees entirely different things, right?
Yeah.
That's the amazing
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And I was like, you know what? I want to be able to combine me having had been in the Marine Corps and that being a big part of who I am, and then also having these disabilities and injuries that you're not able to see them physically. And this is something that I talked with the ADHD reader on his live stream. That's a similar reason why he started his channel, is to talk about
Really?
ADHD and those struggles and things like that. And for me, it's to talk about like, I have all sorts of crazy stuff going on with my body. Like, I don't know what's going on with all of it, but very simple things that you wouldn't think about, like people cannot do without pain. And that's one of the things that I want to bring in very slowly, kind of trickle it in there,
Yeah.
But like, even just holding a book sometimes is extremely painful, because I have tears in my
wow.
thumbs. Like,
Absolutely.
the A1 pulleys here are torn
Yeah.
in my thumbs.
Oh,
So although
wow.
you can't see it, it's like if I'm holding the book and my thumbs start burning because of that,
'Cause of the weight.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Wow.
things that people wouldn't think about. And like, there are just all sorts of people who struggle with things. And having met a lot of people in the Marine Corps, going through Wounded Warrior Battalion, and just seeing many people who are now veterans and all the struggles they go through, like, it really speaks to me. And I'm like, you know what? I know that not everybody is going to be able to speak about this stuff, but I want to be able to speak about it. I want to be able to speak up for the people who they're not as outgoing as me. They're not, and even in this space, I just want to be able to talk with people,
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the like part of the inspirational part of it, though, Noelle, is that it's like, what an amazing crossroads you were at your life. Like, you realized that the dream of your life was going to be something else.
Yeah.
Not better, not worse. It's just you have to reinvent and create a new dream. And to come to where you are and to share that and live that bravely in public and share that with people, that's so awesome. That's so cool. And the other thing, the amazing thing that you'll find, the more people you talk to, like, you'll see them, it's like, oh, I'd love to talk to them about this book or that book or this or that or whatever. Every single person we've had on our channel, like, we say goodnight or whatever, we click off, and it's like Jacob and I look at each other and go, but they're the coolest person ever. Like, it's over and over and over and over again. It is just the most amazing group of folks you're ever going to spend time with.
It really is. And that was one of the big things, is that, like, once I got out of the Marine Corps, I really lost that sense of community, because that's what they push in the Marine Corps, is the community and the brotherhood.
That's a family. Yes.
It is. It is. And you know what? Like, although BookTube isn't the same necessarily, it is great in a different way. And I have met really amazing people on here. Like, Tom came on my channel, Tom Orange, he came on my channel, and like, now him and I are like doing buddy reads and stuff like that. And so it's been really exciting to just meet and talk with people, and just, like you say, share story, but also not only fictional stories, but share stories from our lives as well.
Yes. Absolutely.
So important. So important.
I wanted to highlight a couple comments. Matt, thank you so much for this. That's very kind, and
totally
good.
agree.
Thank you so much. And the ADHD reader, I had mentioned what he said.
Oh, that's
Jenny
cool.
Wirtz said, "Crime and Punishment first read." Booyah!
Come on. Yeah, like I say, man, that you jumped hard.
That's
You
risky.
jumped hard.
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
Let's talk Raskolnikov and Porphyry.
When you were talking about like your thumbs burning holding a book, I was like,
Like-
trying to imagine, like, isn't Crime and Punishment like huge? Like
That's a
that?
chunker.
It's a
That's
thick
heavy,
book.
man.
It's a thick
Yeah.
book. Yeah, it's a thick book. It was okay. It's like a 3.75, I think, in my book, because I wasn't ready for that. You know, I
It's a
wasn't ready
lot.
for what it is, and like that Russian classic literature is a lot
Mhm.
slower than even American classic literature or English, like British classic literature. It's just so slow. I remember there was this one character who went on for pages towards the end, and I didn't like him. I didn't care about him. I was like, why is this man talking? Like, can't we just move on? Like, who even is this guy? So, yeah, not a great place to start, but I think I probably jumped into Lord of the Rings after that.
Yeah. See,
So-
Oh, there you go.
it's like I tell Jacob, like, go back in a decade or so. That could be an
Yeah.
entirely different book.
I do want to go back. I definitely want to go back. Because I was on the ADHD Readers channel and we were talking about books, and someone in the comments said, "Oh, if you struggle with guilt," which I had talked with the ADHD reader, and I have OCD.
Mhm.
And so I struggle with a lot of guilt and shame, like for things that I shouldn't even feel guilty or shameful about. Have you heard of OCD? And
That's kind of what OCD does. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are
Okay.
many different, I was going to say, I'm very spaced out. I was like,
Please,
wait,
yeah,
I'm
no
going to go
problem.
here,
Yeah,
here,
no,
here, here. So I was going to say that I wanted to, the person in the comments said I should read Crime and Punishment if I struggle with guilt a lot. And I'm like, oh, well, I already did. I didn't really like it. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't like, oh, yeah, Crime and Punishment. But maybe it will have a different effect on me if I were to read it in the next couple of years again, especially because it is one of my husband's favorite books of all time. So I do have to give it a second chance. But OCD is obsessive compulsion disorder, and a lot of people get it mixed up with what is it? OCPD, where it's kind of being a perfectionist in a way.
Oh, that must be
So-
what I have. See, I just
So-
don't add the P.
Yeah.
But OCD is, a lot of it is like, that is a part of it too, is like wanting things to be a certain way, but that's
Yeah.
more of the like there's a germ version of OCD where you are like extremely hyper aware of germs around you, and you must compulsively do something to get
Right.
away from that. Or like if you have religious or relationship OCD, you're constantly worried about doing your partner wrong or doing God wrong, and you look at everything back in your life and you're like, oh my gosh, I did this thing. Well, now I need to go and wash my hands to get my mind off of it. And it's
Oh.
not washing hands for the sake of germs, which is a part of the germ part, but that's just a compulsion of, I need to do this thing to stop thinking about this other thing. And so
I'm that guy where all the penguins have to point north, like everything has to be
Yeah.
just like exactly the right
Yeah.
spot where I left it and everything. So it sounds like it can turn inwards to, it's like
Mhm.
I have to be
yes.
right inside of how I treat my relationships and all these.
Yeah.
You can get wrapped up in that. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Mhm. So that is and it can be debilitating at
Oh,
times.
man.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrible. But yeah, let's segue from that. But that's another one of the things on my channel that I want to talk about, you know.
Yeah, but that's such
Is,
an interesting. Like, I love the channels that talk about, like, they come at
too.
BookTube with a specific angle of like their approach
Yeah.
into the community and like their reading journey. It's like
Mhm.
coming
Yeah.
to it from that point of view is so interesting to me.
Absolutely.
I definitely want to check out some books on OCD if anyone has anything in the comments. I think Jimmy from the Fantasy Network, I think he talked about a book with a person who had OCD in it, and it was, you know, interesting, and it had good reviews on like representation of it. So I would definitely want to check out that stuff, probably Not yet, because I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point. So let's see. I have a fun question, which is something that's maybe weird to others, or just kind of, like, oh, why do you like that but let's say, what is something that's weird to others that you like to see in books? So for an example, something that really ups the ante for me, and I don't like that it's happening, but in all my favorite books, it's always there, and it's torture. Like, for whatever reason, it's always there.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, like, I'm like, oh, I love The Lies of Locke Lamora. That book.
Oh yeah, there's
has so
yeah.
much.
I love that book too.
The first book in A Song of Ice and Fire. It's in there. I love John Gwynn's The Faithful and the Fallen. It's in there.
Haven't got to that one yet.
Some of the parts that you'll see, there's such an excitement to seeing the downfall and how are they going to build themselves back up from this? How is it going to affect their mental health, like after this has happened to them? How's this going to affect the rest of their life? Are they even going to make it out of this? I think that's why I like it. It's not like, oh, yay, this person is being treated horribly. Obviously.
That's a
like
win
that,
for me. Oh, bye, Matt. You go first, Jacob.
Man, it's interesting you say that, because I feel like I enjoy the downfall and then not getting back up. There's something about just this Frankensteinian downward spiral that, like, I love watching, like, oh, this is going to go badly, and then you get to see how it goes badly in a way that, like, you're kind of an idiot, you maybe kind of deserved it, and they just reach their lowest of low, and that's kind of the end of the story. I kind of like the Russian literature point where they reach a climax and then just back away. There's no resolution. That's my jam. That's why in Discovery, Oliver Doss is just like unhappy and maybe gets happier, but things don't get better. That's for sure.
I don't know if he gets happier. Let's see. Okay. I'm a big horror fan. Like, I love horror fiction. So I love to see some character. I like to see somebody pushed so far to the extreme. Like, I think I love emotional journeys. I love characters and I love story. And I think we get the purest essence of that when someone is pushed all the way to the brink of, like, all the way up to that fight or flight moment of the adrenaline rush. And horror does that beautifully. I mean, it takes them all the way up to that moment. And others do as well if you ratchet the conflict. But I like to see somebody put in that kind of duress where it's all the way up to that life or death stakes, fight or flight.
Yeah.
And then you get to see purely what makes that person up in that moment. That's my jam. That's what I love.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say also, if there's like any book where there's an older character that has been called back to duty,
oh yeah,
John will love it.
I know. I love.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
I love that too. I think that although I'm young, like, my body does not feel young, so like I do like reading about, like, like his aching knees and when he's doing this, and I'm like, that's me going up the stairs. Like,
that's right. Like, I so relate to that because, oh man, when did my knees start making that noise? Like, they make it every time. It's I love. Yeah,
you're always finding like a new crunching noise
in the weirdest places. Like,
yeah,
that's not right. Yeah. So I do love the older characters that maybe they got one more dance left in them.
Right?
I would say I'm also a big sucker for Red fully agreed. That's what I loved about Andor. It makes you question the black and white narrative of rebellions. What's necessary to make change?
I gotta watch that second season. I haven't watched the second season yet.
I haven't watched any of it, but I want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it's good. So
first was good.
But it's
first
just
season was good.
with all the
I'm not
Star
big on
Wars
Star
content
Wars.
coming out,
Yeah.
I liked the first 6, and then I didn't really like 7, and oh my gosh,
And then 8
7.
and
This is
9
not a
happened.
spoiler. I think 7 has this. Have you guys both seen 7?
Yeah.
The end scene. 2 people. There's an aerial camera going around for I swear like a minute, and I'm like, couldn't have y'all just like cut this? Like, this isn't as big of a deal as you think it is. Like, we all knew.
Yeah,
We all
they're
knew
like
what's happening in
weird.
this scene.
There's also a part in 7 that's like a Harrison Ford shows up, and there's just like a weird moment where like he shows up and says a line, and then there's like 2 seconds of silence. Like there's clearly points that are like edited in for the audience to applaud, and then you can hear dialogue. Like it's awkward movie.
Weird.
It was kind of weird. It's weird because they hold moments like that for like fan service, fan reaction, but the movies didn't give any fans what they really wanted.
No.
Like you're not giving anyone what we want.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I do remember episode
again.
No.
It was episode 9, I think. I won't say who for spoilers, but there's a kiss, and I remember hearing in the theater audibly, everyone goes, "No."
Wait, because for 9, I was asleep. I fell asleep. I woke up to the kiss scene. I woke up to the kiss scene. I was like,
"Oh no.
What?" Yeah.
Back to sleep.
Going back to sleep.
Yeah, when that came out, yeah, I remember that. That is such a odd memory for me because I don't remember any of that movie other than the kiss scene.
I think it says a lot about that movie that you fell asleep. I think that's everything you need to know.
I mean, for me, like I can actually point to those movies, and it's like not only did it kind of like taper me off from watching like a bunch of Star Wars stuff after, and I think this just happens as you get older. Like it tapered me off from like leaving my Fortress of Solitude and going to the theater. Like I used to see minimum a movie a week. Like leave my house, go to the theater.
Week?
When I lived in LA, I would see anywhere from 1 to 3 a week. Wow. That was in my younger life, and it's like I'll maybe see 1 every year and a half now, or something, something like that. And streaming service has a lot to do with it, but also like trailers give too much away. There's dissatisfaction when I get up and go.
Yeah, trailers basically tell you the entire thing, and there's nothing good out anymore. Because let me just go on this.
Go for it, Noel.
Do it. Noel.
Let's do it.
I am so angry that every movie that comes out is a movie that's already out. Like every movie is a sequel or it's a live action. And I'm like, can't y'all just make something else?
Yeah.
Like I understand making movies and wanting to remake them and make them more diverse, because I know that was a big problem with Disney when we look at the times of when the cartoons were coming out. However, I think that new and better movies should be made. Let's not remake the old ones. Let's leave them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's leave them. Let's make new and better movies.
Yeah.
Diverse, wonderful cast. Like we've seen Snow, Sleeping Beauty, plenty of times. Like let's
I also feel like the How to Train Your Dragon movie that just came out confuses me.
I haven't seen it.
I heard it was good, but it's just like you just remade the movie.
It's pretty much shot
literally
for shot.
Why?
Yeah.
Literally
There's no reason for this to exist. That movie's not even that old. There's no point.
It's not. I have one hope though, and I'm hoping that it's a win for the fantasy genre of movies. Sure. That's my only hope, is that okay, we're adapting movie to movie, but if we can see that this company can do this well, could they possibly adapt books to screen or make more fantasy movies? Because I also recently saw another fantasy movie which has very popular female actress. I can't think of her name right now, but the movie is Damsel. It's on Netflix.
I've heard about that.
So 11 from Stranger Things, her.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown.
That's
Millie
right.
Bobby Brown, thank you. She plays in that movie. That movie is horrible. It is awful. It's
So you're
horrible.
saying don't go see it. You're saying
don't see it. No,
Okay.
see it and then see what I'm talking about, and then
Yeah.
see why they don't make fantasy movies right now. It's because they're that.
I mean,
I've heard a theory that like a lot of those like Netflix produced movies or like Hulu originals or whatever are designed to be put on the background so that you can look at your phone and like have a movie on in the background.
See, that's where I think the form is going. You know,
Yeah.
like
I hope not. Like ADHD Reader just pointed out, like unfortunately people aren't showing up for new IPs, and that's true.
right.
That new Pixar Elio movie came out, which from all reviews I've heard is great, but they lost a bunch of money on it. And people have been clamoring for like, oh, I wish Pixar would go back to doing originals. I wish Pixar would do this, or what they would do that. It's like they did it and you didn't show up.
But that's because of the world. That's because of the world. Like not everybody has extra bucks in their pocket right now. So you're going to be very choosy about what you leave your house to go see. And movies are so expensive. And it's like, the other thing is, it's like, I can wait 6-8 weeks and stream it at home.
That'd be on HBO. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like that's that is sick and pessimistic. But I think that's the way it's going because everyone's attention. It's like Jacob just said he was watching a video the other day about it. The lowest amount of people are reading in the history of civilization. Like the lowest amount of people are picking up a book and reading because of
I think
what it takes, and it's just not what modern living is.
I think Jared Henderson made a video on it. Yeah.
To stop and slow down and put yourself in a character and sink into take that time and that concerted effort and that meditative state to actually read and go somewhere is happening less and less and less. So storytelling is going, it's all about building an audience. So it's going where the audience is. And if the audience is in between flipping through here while they're working and doing this, they're going to try and fit in those cracks. And it scares the heck out of me. I don't like it, but I think that might be where it's going.
The locusts, the human are locusts feeding on the something. I just thought
this is the good fight. This is where our channels come in and fight it. This is where we do what we can do. We throw a video out there and show the power and the magic and the majesty of taking that time and doing it, and maybe we'll get a few more people to give it a shot.
Yeah. 4% of the population reads nearly 100% of the books. Ooh.
I love that Jacob has read every single one of these for me.
Sorry.
And he's like, creator mode.
That's just muscle memory.
That's why he's the best producer on BookTube, Noel.
Exactly. I'll have to hire him. So I wanted to we'll get out of our doom state right now. Let's talk about some good movies or shows or book. I was gonna say that last made you cry. That's not happy. What is wrong with me?
I can answer that though.
Okay, I'm ready.
Is it a happy answer?
Yeah, it is kind of a happy answer.
I've had happy
I finished Black Mouth today, and I got it. I'm not saying I had the one Denzel tear, but I felt a little upwelling of the journey, the tragedy that these characters have been through and overcome by the end. I felt that welling up of emotion in myself, and that I just finished that this morning, and I had that amazing cathartic feeling.
Okay.
That's a good answer. I don't know that I have one. It might be. This might not be The Wandering Inn. Not cry, but profoundly move me. That's fair.
See, there you go. I'm telling you, the tragedy they overcome with love, connection, friendship. But it's a journey, man. And when you get to that end, and even the ending is not without its tragedy, but it's still the human potential to overcome outrageous fortunes, as Shakespeare would say. Absolutely gave me that welling up.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
No, not at all. I don't think I can remember the last thing that did it, but for whatever reason, the one that sticks in my mind is we watched. When I say we, I mean my fiance and I. We watched When Harry Met Sally a few months ago.
Oh,
That one did give me the one Denzel tear.
oh,
Because
it went all the way down? Like it
all the way
went down?
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to
that's
never cry at anything.
his whole life. I waited to see this, and I've never seen it happen. And this is you were
like
saying
that
like,
too. Like I didn't want to cry at anything.
Yeah.
but this is like before, like we were talking before marriage, or young Noel, young Jacob, young John, after.
I think
And
that's
I've
what
told
it
Jacob
is.
all his life, it's like, hey, when you hit that moment in life, when you are no longer the center of your own universe, you're no longer the most important person in your decision-making process. It is someone else. It is someone outside your body that everything revolves around. Your entire emotional universe is going to change. It's going to pivot on its axis. And that is now what I'm starting to see. And I say, and I've always told him, you won't know what kind of person, you won't know what true kind of man you're going to grow up to be until you have that moment, till you have those moments.
Yeah.
Very true.
I will say I've changed so much for the better after meeting my husband.
Oh, yeah.
And have seen much change in like actually like, okay, I don't know why I'm so sad this stream. It's not sad, it's happy. But like,
yeah, sure.
I like for the first time in my life can say that I like who I am.
Oh, that's huge.
And like,
great.
That I love
That's
myself.
huge.
Like I can
Yeah.
actually say that for the first time.
Yes.
And that's like, that would not have happened without my husband. Like, so. And speaking of, the last book that made me cry was actually Empire of Silence. And I'm not done with it. There's a part in it.
You got some. Well, if you can, without spoilers, because there might be some folks
can't.
that haven't read. Okay.
I can't, but I can say that I felt a lot of empathy in what was happening, and I really put myself in their shoes and thought, what if that was, me or my husband?
Oh, was it?
I think I know a part.
We can talk about it off stream.
After we'll because all three of us have read it. So after
yeah.
Well, I'm not done with it, but yeah.
But we can talk about the part that hit you that way.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and
Harry
I do want to be respectful.
I'm a mess. I can't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Time as well. It's how are you good for an hour and a half, or is an hour your cutoff? We got 3 minutes to an hour. So
an hour and a half is my cutoff. What about you, Dan?
Okay.
I could do an hour and a half. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to check because we have diverted from my questions. So
that's okay. That happens. Those are the best.
It does, and that's the best. It's the best.
Yeah, that's the best. I gotta say, man,
flowing conversation.
Have you watched When Harry Met Sally, Noel?
Probably.
What do you mean, like, probably?
I don't remember if I did. There's been so many movies that like I've watched like when I was younger, but I haven't watched it any time recently. I'm sure if I were,
if you watch it with your husband, like you won't make it through. Like you won't make it through. There's no way. I'm a bucket of mess before the end of that movie every time.
It's great though.
It's I think it's my favorite romantic comedy of all time. It's got to be in the discussion.
That's high praise. Okay.
Yeah, has to be. Wouldn't you say, Jacob? Has to be in the discussion.
I know it's mine. Sorry, what'd you say, Noel?
I said I'll have to get on that. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah.
Do watch it with your husband. Watch it with your husband.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make them cry.
Favorite rom-com. I can't even think of one right now. Can't even think of it. You know what? One of my favorite ones of 50 First Dates with Adam Sandler. That's one of my favorite rom-coms.
That's fun. That's a
good
fun one.
I actually don't know if I've seen that one.
Drew Barrymore.
It is a necessity. To watch that at least once in your life. So
I'll check it out.
I wanted to ask, and now this is again making decisions, saying something negative. Have you guys ever seen Mean Girls?
Like a long time ago.
Do you remember the Burn book?
I've heard this term
vaguely.
So there's a book where the Mean Girls get together and then they put a picture in there of someone and they write a little quote on it. That's negative. That's like, do not trust her or something like that. If you could pick one book that you put in that burn book that you're like, no, what book is it? I definitely have an answer. Probably a couple. Nope, I have one that I DNF'd as an answer. So
I love that we're sticking with the goal of making my dad talk badly about a book.
you know what? It is accidentally one of my goals.
I love it.
I'm trying to think of, and I could probably do this even if even if I love the book, there'd be a book that I would put like warn some others against, right? Like it may not be for everybody.
Oh, bye, Red.
Happy
bye, Red.
Thanks for hanging out.
You go first, Jacob. Let me think.
Oh man.
Yeah, haha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nicole has an answer.
Go first,
yeah, Nicole has an answer.
I can do this.
Brian's here.
Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Oh,
my gosh.
I bet I'm going to steal Brian's answer. I'll go first. The Magicians by Lev Grossman.
What's your quote that you're putting on it then?
I'll steal Brian's quote. This is the worst book ever written. I mean,
no.
You've never seen Brian talk about, like, every time he talks about books, he's like, I didn't enjoy this book. I had problems with it. It's not The Magicians by Lev Grossman, which is the worst book ever written.
Yeah. Doesn't he, for his tier rankings, like at the bottom, doesn't he put The Magicians?
I think it's its own category.
Sure he does.
Yeah, I think it's its own category.
I think it's its own category. And that's how it usually goes in there.
I read The Magicians like a long time ago, and I didn't hate it that much, but I didn't continue this series. So I'll steal Brian's answer.
I will say mine that this is a book I DNF'd, and there is no way that it is redeemable. It is Happy Place by Emily Henry. And I was trying to read. I know. I was trying to read romance for the first time. And I'm not a big romance person for books. Like, I love a good rom-com because they're fun. You know, it's going to happen. Like, it's whatever. Books.
Me too.
So I would put that in my burn book, and I would say, couldn't even finish it, is what I would say. But the problem is, every character talks the exact same. The only way Emily Henry knows how to describe a person feeling anything is down their spine. She'd be like, oh, he looked at me and I felt a tingle down my spine, a shiver down my spine, or whatever. She said it so many times, like within 80 pages. I was like, you're saying this way too much for me to be able to notice this. Also, the couples she tries to get us to fight for. Yeah. Because it's they're all going on a trip, and this guy and this girl are not together anymore, but they have a friend group together. They always go to this vacation house together every year. And that's supposed to be the happy place, right? So, all the friends are whining because they're like, oh, this place, I can't believe they're selling our place. And I'm like, this is like one of your friends' parents' houses, like vacation homes. This isn't, none of y'all work for this place. Like, how are you going to complain about this? Like, it was very annoying. It's very whiny and weird. And then, which I'm just trashing this book. But
you had real feelings.
Yeah.
The cursing is cringy in it. It's like she's cursing just to put it in there. It didn't feel very natural. Like I said, all of her friends seem the same. The couple she wants us to fight for, they had been together for like 7 years or something like that. The only type of interaction that she would explain, and the only things that the main girl was thinking about was sexual interactions with him. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to fight for these two people who have been together for such a long time, but the only memories that you are telling me about is physical, and it's not, there's no emotional connection that I'm feeling between these two people. You're giving me no reason to fight for them. Yeah. And that's why I was like, I just have to DNF this book because it's just not, this is not what I came here for. And I did read another Emily Henry book and actually finished that book. It was like a 2.75 or something.
Well, that's better.
It's not an author for me, for sure. Yeah. It was better because I could finish it, but listen, when I have a negative opinion, I stand 10 toes down. So
note to self.
That's important.
Stay away from Emily Henry. I don't think it sounds like Emily Henry would not be for me.
I don't
probably not.
So.
Yeah.
I don't think so. One thing though is if you could count it as a positive is that her books are very simply written. She does have some good descriptions. They're simple but good. And I think that was nice. Like some of the scene building that she did was good.
So maybe for some people it's like an entry point to reading. It might be a good option.
But then again, like I think that people could definitely read other things as an entry point into reading.
Like Crime and Punishment, for example.
Like Crime and Punishment. If you're gonna jump in,
not that. You might as well just go dive in head first.
Ride with Raskolnikov. If you're gonna do it, go ahead.
I think I have an answer, and I'm afraid to say it.
Go for it.
I'm ready. Do it.
I think my answer is going to have to be The Great Gatsby.
A lot of people. That is a very controversial book. Okay, what's your quote on the Burn book? What is it?
Stop complaining. There's one thing that annoys me more. There's one thing that annoys me more than anything else in this world, and it's hearing rich people complain about stuff. It's just a pet peeve of mine. And there's so much of that in that book. Like, I'm sure there's a story within that book, if I were to reread it now, not during high school, that I could appreciate. But Emily Henry shouldn't be for everybody. But it was spicy take that would get me hated.
My husband was saying that the whole point of that book is that rich people being horrible people to each other. Like that.
I'm sure it is. I think it is one of those books that like I needed to not be in high school to read it.
Yeah.
To really appreciate it.
Yeah, that would probably help.
Yeah. But for my brain at the moment, that's the one that I'd have to burn.
Yeah. That's fair. That is fair. I love it. So one thing that's not books is do you have a top genre of music that you like to listen to? And then also secondary question is, do you have a couple songs that you could just hit repeat right now and you're just like, I'm loving these songs right now? Because I would love to hear that from you guys.
Dad, please go first. I don't want to talk about my music habits.
Oh man. I mean, I'm a kid of the 80s, so I could listen to Journey any day. I could listen to AC/DC any day. My years in LA, I was kind of really into the alt scene, so I could listen to Matthew Sweet any day, or NRBQ any day, or kind of some people that no one probably even knows who they are anymore. The Beatles, of course, I could listen to any day.
Well, we know who they are.
Everyone knows who they are. Simon and Garfunkel, Frank Sinatra. I love standards.
Yeah.
I love some good jazz music.
Yeah.
I love the song you just put on repeat, Dad.
I mean, pretty much anytime a Journey song comes on, I could like just hit repeat and listen to it again.
Golden Slumbers by the Beatles.
I could definitely hit repeat on that.
It's just a wrong opinion.
It's a great song.
Wow.
What about you, Noel?
Wow. Okay. So I, because of my friend, really got into Korean pop music. And before that, I was very into post-hardcore, which is basically, it's a mix of singing and screaming. Like, I call it screaming, but it's like the metal type that love that music. I do. But I have recently gotten into, which post-hardcore, if anyone needs references for bands, it's like Sleeping with Sirens, Crown the Empire, My Chemical Romance, Black Veil Brides, Pierce the Veil.
I know My Chemical Romance.
All those kind of.
Yeah.
Now that's one of the ones I didn't really listen to, but like, there's a lot of bands that kind of fit into that category. But K-pop has been my thing recently. And it's, I only listen to two groups, and it's Stray Kids and 17. And there are a couple songs that are actually solo songs that I'm been obsessed with. And I don't think anyone is going to know what I'm talking about, but it's Hallucination by IN, which is one of the members of Stray Kids. Hold My Hand by Han, one of the members of Stray Kids. Spider by Hoshi, one of the members of 17. And then Twilight by Stray Kids, which is all of them, is another one that I've just been obsessed with. But yeah, so a lot of stuff that no one knows what I'm talking about either, John. So it's fine.
I gotta look up some K-pop, man.
Get up.
Well, you'd have to let me know what your music taste is, because K-pop, like every group has a completely different sound, and even within the group, even within the group,
Okay.
there's different sounds.
Okay.
So like you can hear one song from the group, from one album, and one song from another album from the same group, and it sounds like you're listening to two completely. And I love that about K-pop. It's
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
So varied. I love that. This is the friend that got me into K-pop.
Nice.
2 groups for now, many to come later.
Yeah, it's gonna happen probably. Yeah, actually, back here on my bookshelf is albums that I've collected from the 2 groups.
Oh, cool.
So I've started physically collecting, and my car sells a CD
awesome.
player, so I can listen to it.
I missed the CD player.
coming in so hot with the CD player opinions.
I miss it. I miss it.
Jacob, what is yours?
Oh no.
You still weren't ready. You have 2 people ahead of you.
I'm never gonna
we
be
gave
ready.
you all the time we could.
I don't really listen to music for like enjoyment. I listen to music to like picture scenes that we're writing, or like get into the mood for what we're writing for the book. Or anything
he does
like
do
that.
a lot of orchestral stuff.
So I listen to a lot of movie soundtracks. Right now, the thing I have on repeat, as we're working on book 2, is a track from the movie Midsommar. That's called Gassed. It's like they're discovering that this main character's sister is like killed her whole family by hooking them up to the car exhaust and everything. It's really horrible, but it's a dark scene. But I listen to all kinds of soundtracks through Midsommar. There's someone named Cristobal Tapia de Veer. Have you seen White Lotus, Noel? Great show. Gotta check that out.
Okay.
He does the soundtrack for all of those shows, and it's like super like spacey, but also like multicultural. They take all kinds of different instruments and put them together into one song. It's really cool. So I don't have like a specific answer of like, this is the band I like.
Okay.
Sadly.
I'm looking at my Spotify list right now.
I was just going to make a comment and say, Jacob, did your father ever come at you and say, "Oh, get off that dang phone"? Because I don't know. That's what I'm thinking of right now. Because I remember when I came back to visit my family, they used to be upset that I was on my phone doing something, watching a movie. And I remember when I came back, and like I was in the Marine Corps still at the time, and I came to visit, I'm not saying nothing. I actually think I was like getting my books out to read or something. My mom and my dad were on their phones not saying anything. And I'm like, how the turntables.
Yeah.
Right?
Doesn't work like that.
I would say
the only time that they would get on me about technology was like when I was younger, and my friend and I would just stay home and play the Xbox 360 all day.
Yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah.
No responsibility.
Those were the days.
But I think that's just because you grew up like being the generation that just got sent outside and would come home at 7 p.m. or whatever. So it was like, very different.
Like 12 hours. Right. I'll see you in 12 hours. Come back and So I looked at my spot, like Connor Price. That's somebody that I kind of I'll listen to 2 or 3 times in a row. He's very catchy, very poppy.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about your previous rating system, and I watched a couple of your early reviews. I don't know what system you use now, or do you not use a system, but I liked that you had 5 categories and then 1-star max for each category. Do you still do that, or is that like too structured? No. Okay. You still do
it. If we were going to do like a dedicated review, like I thought about, I just finished The Devils, and that's kind of like a popular book at the moment. Like I might do a dedicated review. I would use the exact same system.
Okay.
I think I was going to say
I really like that system.
Yeah. I think the reason the system was created was because when you were like first watching BookTube and didn't have a channel yet, that sometimes you would see a review and it would be like, oh, I just didn't like it. Like, but why? Like, what didn't you like about it?
Yeah.
So it was like a way to get a little more specific with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to organize my thoughts, really, I guess.
Okay. Now the next one, this is finally positive.
All right.
And that is,
when's the last time you cried?
right.
I want to take you back to your most emotional moment.
Yeah. Do you ever, what is a moment that you have that pops up in your mind, maybe a funny memory or a random memory that just kind of makes you smile or laugh at yourself and just be like, what was I doing? Or like, oh, that was such a funny thing to happen. Because it happens to me a lot. Like random memories will just like pop up and I'm like, where did this come from?
Right now it's I told this lovely person, Noelle, that we could stream on Friday night, and I double booked over a dinner. And I had to have this shameful moment of DMing the kind Noelle and saying, hey, can we reschedule? I'm so sorry. That's been popping in my head all day.
You're just gonna relive that?
Yeah. I've been pretty upset at myself over that one.
Oh no, please. We're all talking. We're having a good time now. We don't need to rehash.
What pops in? I mean, sometimes I'll just be like, I'll be driving or something, like, like what you're talking about. And it's like something will pop in my head that happened on stage like 20 years ago that, that things didn't go right that night. The best theater story is just when things fall apart. And for whatever reason, like something like that'll pop in my mind. Like, that'll make me smile.
Yeah.
Now we get to hear your answer, Noelle.
Yeah.
Mine is kind of like funny because it's not exactly positive.
You promised positive, Noelle.
It is. Okay. In a way, I'm proud of myself for this moment because I was young. I was probably like 14 or 15 when this happened. And some of my friends would like come to visit me in my neighborhood or whatever. And there was a lake. And I don't know why one of my friends texted me this and thought it was going to be okay. But he was like, yeah, we're at the park. We're going to throw some rocks at these ducks. And I'm like, you're going to what? So I walk from my house. I storm over there. They literally have a bag of rocks. I kid you not. Which is
wow.
Horrible. I grab their bag and I walk home without saying anything to them. And I remember later, they're like, hey, can I have my bag back? And it had a pocket. I think I took a picture of the bag with a pocket knife on it, threatening to like tear up that bag. Because I was so mad at them. Because I was like, what do you mean you want your bag with rocks back? It was horrible. But I look back at that and I just think it's so funny, like the way I handled the situation. Was like, I'm taking your whole bag of rocks and I'm also going to threaten to ruin this for you later. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was like, wow.
That kind of reminds me. I think I do have a bit of a better answer.
I think that's completely warranted, Noelle.
Oh,
that reaction was completely
warranted. That's the perfect reaction.
Yes.
It just makes me laugh because I'm just like, a proud moment.
Yeah.
Proud young Noelle moment.
That absolutely should be 100%.
I think like a month before we moved to North Carolina, I actually don't know if I ever told you this story, Dad.
Oh my God.
I was making a frozen pizza in the oven, and I just being an idiot spaced, and instead of putting like a cookie sheet under it to catch like molten cheese or stuff, I put a plastic cutting board in the oven. About 5 minutes later, it smelled like something was horribly wrong. There's a smoky smell in the air, and I open up the oven. It's just this warped red cutting board. So I had to peel it off of the oven and throw it away. No one noticed until we moved to North Carolina, and I think it was Mom that said, "Where'd our red cutting board go?" No clue. I don't know. I don't know where that went.
So you guys are eating delicious microplastics.
Yeah. Whoever lives in that house now, that oven is coated in plastic. They should really clean that out.
You never admitted that until now.
I don't know why today was the day that it felt appropriate.
I just brought out.
It was Noelle's rock story.
Yeah, Noelle did it.
Yeah.
I just bring out the best people. So
Yeah.
the truth comes out when Noel comes around, I
That's-
guess. I don't know.
What's up, Brittany?
Um,
Brittany popped in there.
Hey, Britain.
Welcome back. So I wanted to know, what is y'all's most toxic reader habit? Toxic is in quotations.
Ooh. I got one. I know one.
Okay.
My most
We're all gonna have me go first. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't put this far enough away when I read.
Oh, that's a good one.
And
Yeah.
I constantly, it's like, even if a chapter is 3 pages, oh, I think I have something I should answer, or and it's like, I'll be 3 pages in. Well, that chapter's wrapped up. Let me see what this is. That is my worst. That is my worst.
It's not wrapped up at all. You're 3 pages.
No,
in.
I'm 3 pages. The chapter is
One
literally 3
sentence
pages.
in.
Yeah.
One sentence in.
I see
I know
where
how this
this is
page is going to
going.
end.
Oh, I finished the chapter. It was only 3 pages. Whoo, okay. Let me see what's up. That's the
Whoa,
worst.
that was a lot of work.
That's my absolute. I have to get better at putting my phone further away.
Yeah, I think mine might be like a toxic trait that I just have in general, and it's like bled into reading. It's like, oh, I can do this. I'll slip this in somewhere. I'll read this by the end of the year. I'll catch up on this series, and it's like, no, there's absolutely zero way that's ever gonna happen.
Hey, Jay.
Hey,
Welcome. For me, I think it's, maybe this isn't super toxic because I think that a lot of people do it. I will stop mid-sentence, close the book, and I'll do something else. Like,
I can't.
I think
will
you have
stop.
to do that.
I
think
can't
you
do
have to do that.
I don't care about like stopping at a chapter break or something like that. I'm like, I got to do something else. Like,
I'm
You're
with
giving me
you.
the heebie-jeebies. You're giving me. I told you, I'm that guy that has to have the penguins pointing north. Everything has to be like, if I just, like, something happened and I had to put my book down, like, and it's not at a chapter break, and I had to go off and do it would if I didn't get back to that book until 4 a.m, I would have to finish the chapter or I couldn't sleep. Like,
So
there'd be
what? So what if you
Wow.
get a text though, and you have to?
That's what I'm saying. I have to wait for a chapter break. But even if the chapter's like 2 or 3 pages long, I put it aside and look over here.
Oh, I see.
this is why
I
he
see.
reads more than us.
That's exactly why.
Yeah. Because
It's
like
my-
whenever
it's my-
I listen to you guys talk.
OCPD,
Oh,
you said it was?
Yeah.
Noel?
I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
I can't. I would freak out. I would freak
Yeah.
out if I just
No.
like
Yeah.
mid-sentence went, oh, let me see what's my whole brain would freak.
No.
I think I did that 4
oh
times
my
today.
goodness.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know how
Let's
you
see.
do that.
Like I'm a Ships of Merior. Let's see where my bookmark's at right now. Just random page.
No.
Chapter.
Oh, okay. I was gonna make an example, but I actually stopped on a chapter on Empire of Silence because I've paused that book. I actually
Wait, you go on pauses?
So I am reading Mercy right now, and I signed
Yeah.
up to be a beta reader, and I have to finish before July 15th. So I was like, okay, I have to pause Empire of Silence and really lock in and finish this book because, yeah, I have not finished a book in a while. Like, actually, Ruin, I also paused like halfway through. No, it's like 60%. Ruin is on a pause. And I'm 60% through. It's just sitting back on my shelf with the bookmark still in it. But if I do that, I will probably end up rereading it. Like rereading the whole
Yeah.
Really?
60% that I already read. Depending on how long it takes me to get back to it.
I can't do that.
Because I also did that with Royal Assassin. I stopped halfway through. And it's because I was getting depressed. And I was like, I need to step away from
That's
this.
a good reason.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that. That book is emotional. That book is very emotional. It's emotional for me too. Yeah.
And I paused Ruin so I could buddy read Empire of Silence. And then also read Mercy at the same time. So
I need to be more like you, Noel. There's so many times where I have a plan of everything to read for the rest of the year, and the
It's
amount
killing
of
him.
times that someone are
can't
like,
do
"Oh,
that.
we should do this buddy read." I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I want to, but I can't.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I will just say, sayonara to whatever on the, even if
That's
I'm
the way
reading
to
something
go.
and I'm like, you know what? I would rather have a conversation with someone while reading, and I'll put this
It
book
makes
on
it so
pause.
special
Wow.
It does.
to
It does.
to read
Yeah.
something and be able to talk and share. Yeah,
Mhm.
I next
Mhm.
year, Jacob, you need to go on that path, I think,
I
and
think
ditch the
so.
plan.
Yeah. No
Buddy,
more schedules. It
buddy
messed me up.
reads, mood reading.
Yeah.
Open yourself up to do buddy reads, because
Yeah,
it is really
it's
fun. I'm
so
doing a buddy read this month with Chance, Tom, and Jake from Nerd Level Rising, and we are reading By Blood by Salt by J.L. Odom, because none of us
I
have
Oh,
read
really
it
want to
yet.
nice.
read that. Yeah.
And she was in the Marine Corps as well, the author. So
Oh,
and
really? I
like
didn't know that.
Oh,
her and I like followed each other on Instagram before, like she
really?
even knew I had a channel. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Wow.
cool.
It's that brotherhood. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's really cool.
I hear
that
amazing things
I'm
about
like,
that.
oh, I can read her book now, and hopefully we'll be able to have her in the conversation with us as well. So I'm really
Oh, that'd
excited
be
about that.
awesome.
Really
Wow.
excited to see how her training and learning of language has influenced her way of writing, because I definitely can relate to that, because I was learning Chinese while I was in the Marine Corps. And now I'm out and not doing that anymore, and going to college for Spanish. So, but yeah, so I guess this kind of goes into the question, because of what I was talking about, and that's to DNF or not to DNF. Do you guys
Ooh,
do that at all?
I can't.
I hate doing it, but I have. The first book I DNF'd was The Devils. Well, that's not technically true. The first book I DNF'd after we started the channel was The Devils.
And is that a DNF, like, this is DNF, I don't know when I'm going to get back to it, or a DNF and you plan to get back to it?
Originally, I planned to get back to it, just because at the time I was hearing things about like, oh, but the ending. I was like, maybe I'll come back for the ending. And then I kind of like lurked around the Two to Ramble book club when everyone else was talking about it, and it was just like person after person had the same problem I had. I was like, if this many people are walking away from the book with the same problems I had that seem to be the main driving point of this conversation, I don't know if I want to. There's other things I can make time for,
Yeah.
which I think was the reason I stopped. It's like I could force myself to the end of this, or I can just skip to another read that I know I'll have a much better time with.
Yeah. I have no problem DNFing. Like, that is as y'all saw with my very strong feelings about Emily Henry, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
specifically Happy Place. And now that's one thing, as I won't like disrespect the book. Like, I'm gonna donate that book, like, because
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh,
someone
yeah.
else
will
is
love it.
going to enjoy it.
Mhm.
Throwing away a book feels wrong. So, and there's just no reason to do that. I think that the first book that I DNF'd, and it's a DNF, but save for later, and it was Mistborn. Because my husband and I were
DNF'd
kind of
Mistborn
like,
too.
Jacob DNF Mistborn as well.
Yeah.
I think we were like 75 pages in, but him and I were like going on a road trip, and we're like reading out loud to each other.
Oh, that's great.
Vin's inner monologue made me very angry, because she, like, within a couple pages, oh, but my brother, thing, oh, but my brother this, oh, but my brother that, and I'm like, we get it. You don't have to say it so many times. We understand she has a complicated relationship with her brother. You don't have to say it like 85 different ways, because that's what it felt like. Elantris, your first review on your channel, I actually gave it a 4-star. I liked Elantris, but Serena, the main character, the amount of times he tells you that she's tall, and the amount of different ways he tells you that she's tall, and it doesn't even matter. Empire of Silence, they talk so much about Hadrian being tall and taller than everyone else because he's royalty. He's this like homunculus.
It's a
whatever
class system. It matters.
Yeah.
But for Serena, it didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
But every time her perspective would come up, I literally punched this book with how mad I was. I was like, stop bringing up her height. She goes to this different place. She borrows a robe from someone else, and they're like, oh, the robe barely touched her knees because she's so tall. And I'm like, I don't care. No one should care. Like, what?
I need to read more like you, Noel. That's the way to go, I think.
But I finished Elantris. Like, I did finish Elantris. I did like it. Actually, Elantris, I think I had like 300 pages left to go in a day. And I just sat there and read all day because I was so immersed in that story. I actually really love the way Elantris is. I just don't love the villain. And I don't love Brandon Sanderson's writing style, which is another thing I wanted to bring up with you guys. When we have reached our hour and a half.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Does anyone have any closing thoughts, questions? I'm all ears. All answers, all ears.
Do you want to give your answer real quick, Dan?
I have the hardest time DNFing. I can't do it.
I was gonna say when I asked, he immediately said I can't. So that's
that's fair. That is his answer.
I think I got my answer in, but there. I'm good.
Thank you so much for having us, Noel.
Oh yeah,
this was amazing.
So you guys, thank you.
This was the funnest part of my fourth.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do on BookTube is just hang out with people. So this was a blast.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. And to everyone watching, happy 4th of July. If you're not in America, happy regular other day.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Happy day.
Happy day.